ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for UFC 294. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Land Podcast, episode number 101. My name is Ian.
I'm Rob.
I'm Dirk, without the will.
Dirk. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Let's talk about the most interesting, most fun subject of them all. Danis versus Logan Paul. Did you guys watch the fight? Were you guys impressed or what?
No, I didn't watch the fight. Why would I watch that fight?
Oops. Got nothing better to do.
Dude, I would rather do nothing. I'd rather lay and just stare at the ceiling than watch whatever was going on. I seen the little clips and the highlights and stuff. Dylan got his ass beat and then tried to make a joke out of the fight at the end, bro. It's not even really boxing anymore. It's more like professional wrestling. I don't know. Yeah. Not about it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I just saw clips of it. But the clips alone is everything I expected. So,
right.
Yeah.
Dylan talking about him fighting in the UFC soon is so crazy.
Yeah.
That might be the most delusional statement I've ever heard in my entire life. Bro couldn't even consistently fight in Bellator, and he's talking about, oh yeah, the UFC will appreciate the way I sell fights. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised though if he got signed. I really wouldn't.
I don't know, man.
I mean, he has Connor as his friend. Dana White is money hungry as always. I mean, why not, right?
You're right, dude. If Connor can get USADA fired, he can get Dylan hired, dude.
Which is the next topic we'll be talking about. USADA is no longer a part of the UFC as of next year, January. In the midst of Conor McGregor re-entering the USADA test pool. So to my understanding, it was Conor cannot fight 6 months after entering, regardless of negative tests, right?
Yes, and that's everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Udo just had to do that.
6 months. I don't get what's so wrong about that.
The biggest issue, at least what I'm hearing from all the interviews in both sides and everything, is that even before the big issue with Conor entering the pool for the 6 months, Conor was the most tested athlete in the UFC. So like even like during those 6 months, he's in the pool. He can get anybody, people can get randomly tested. You know what I mean? And I guess Conor got the most random tests, even before him re-entering the USADA pool.
Right.
And so I think the UFC was like, why are you trying to stop? Pretty much in their eyes, why are you trying to stop our cash cow from fighting by testing him over and over and over again? But, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't be as big of a deal. I get it. It's annoying. But I don't know, man.
Have you guys watched Hunter Campbell's interview?
Pieces of it, bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, bits and pieces.
So I haven't watched it either. I did watch bits and pieces. I really wanted to watch the full thing, but they have a new organization, right? Called like the Drug Free Sport something. But basically each fighter has their certain way that they want to be tested. Is that correct?
I didn't hear about that. I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. I'm just a little bit confused on that part because now people are speculating that certain things can be used again, certain things can still not be used, but I guess we'll see going forward.
I mean, even with USADA, there was ways around USADA. You know what I mean? Like athletes that lived outside of the U.S. Pretty much could get around like compounds that get in and out of your system very quickly. They're not getting randomly tested as much because they're out of the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wasn't that an instance with Peter Yan in Thailand?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a big deal.
that's interesting. Because even like I know Yuri was tested like the most,
Mm.
even though he's in all the way in Czech Republic or whatever. But yeah. Did you guys see Gordon Ryan's tweet about the whole USADA thing?
No, what did he say?
Basically saying like steroids is a good thing. It'll put more eyes on the UFC. It'll make it more exciting.
We should just have a juice division, bro. Bro, if you ask me, bro, Dana White, do away with this power slap, dude, and rebrand Pride. You don't got to call it the steroid league. Just reintroduce Pride, bro,
Yeah.
as an extension of the UFC, and just let them dudes juice in Japan, bro.
Like no questions asked. Just
Exactly,
go. Yeah.
exactly. I don't know, man.
I want the fucking juicy Phil Baronis and
That's what I'm
fucking
saying, bro.
Wolverine, bro.
All right, UFC fight night. Yusuff versus Barboza was a great card. Thoughts on Oscar, please. Thoughts on Christian Rodriguez's performance against Cameron Saaiman?
I was wrong, man. I was wrong, dude. Christian Rodriguez is dangerous. He's dangerous against anybody. I really liked Saaiman. I was really buying into the hype on him. I still think he's going to have a great career. But Christian Rodriguez showed that like he's a seasoned veteran, dude.
Yeah, I mean, overall, that fight was so competitive in every way, and Christian Rodriguez is just the better fighter that night, the more experienced fighter. Like you could clearly see it towards the end of it. So, hats off to Cameron though. I'm still looking forward to seeing him fight. Like the dude's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
It's just learning from here, learning from a vet. You know, working, like realizing what he needs to work on, and just applying it to his next fight. And then I think we'll see a lot.
Yeah.
Success.
This is Christian Rodriguez's second time being overweight. He did it against Raul. He did it again against Saaiman. He was 4 pounds over. He is only 25, so still has some muscle he can put on. Do you think he should move up to featherweight immediately, or should he still fight at bantamweight?
I think he should move up. Part of me, just putting on like my conspiracy hat, I think fighters intentionally miss weight sometimes. I think against like in certain fights like this, where they might realize it might be a little more challenging. Maybe it's more important to protect the record than protect the wallet. You know what I mean? But that's just me theorizing, dude.
No, like some fighters can do it. Yeah, to be a weight bully. Some people can be successful with it. Some can't. Like, Yakamoto's that guy, but some fighters just need to fucking come in overweight sometimes. So
I thought it was interesting because I thought Christian would have. I thought it'd be an easy 30-27. When I watched the fight, I had the scorecards 29-28. They're definitely maybe second round, first or second, where it looked more on Cameron's side. But Cameron looks really good. I'm still excited to see what he can do. I think he give him like 4 more years, and he'll be top 10 immediately. Honestly, for Christian Rodriguez though, again he looks fantastic. The weight's an issue. I'm sure he's gonna have to talk to Dana White about that. But again, love what the guy does. Michelle Picheda gets the first round TKO against Andre Petroski. This is Michelle's 6th straight win. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
I think he looked more comfortable weight wise, and he just looked explosive, dude. That's how. I thought that fight was gonna be a little more dragged out, but obviously Fajeda was able to put it away. Petroski has a decent chin, man. That's why I was surprised that Michelle was able to put him away so early.
Yeah.
But I like him at this weight. I think he can really climb in the rankings at this weight. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Yeah, Pereira just looked comfortable in there, as always.
Right.
It's hard to read this guy, and he timed that right. And nothing to take away from Petroski too. That guy's, I love him at this weight class. Like, he kind of reminds me of who's that motherfucker, man? Kind of like Hector Lombard a little bit. Just a heavy dude,
Yeah. Beefy dude.
Acting power, but it's just Pereira being Pereira, man. He's hard to read. So
yeah,
great finish.
And then in the bantamweight division, Jonathan Martinez, nasty leg case on Adrian Yanez. Apparently that's how you pronounce his last name. Thoughts on this one, dude? Crazy.
I did not see that coming at all, dude. But that leg got ate up. Those are like some of my. It's bittersweet, dude, when you see a fighter get TKO'd by leg kicks, because you appreciate the application, but it's like, damn, man. Like, if you're the fighter getting TKO'd by leg kicks, that's brutal, man, because you're literally crumbling. Like, it's not, a lot of people are like, oh, he's quitting, he's fucking blah, 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 bro. If you've ever got kicked in the leg multiple times by a professional fighter, or, even somebody with like minimal experience at throwing leg kicks, bro, it's brutal. It's brutal. But man, I'm sad to see Yanez go out like that. But I think he'll bounce back, dude. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. So
yeah, that's 2 straight for Yanez, right?
Yep.
Fuck, man. I thought,
maybe not.
Yeah, I thought it was a competitive match. Just what Jonathan did, it's kind of crazy because I like doing that in the video game. You have someone rocked, you have them backing up into the cage, and you go for their legs. Like, dude, it's a simulation, bro. Do that to Yanez too is a big step. So yeah, looking forward to Jonathan again, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, man. When King was saying, like, if you ever felt someone kick your leg, just brought me back to me and Rob kicking each other's legs at Desert Breeze. That's all we do for about 2-3 hours straight. Those shits hurt. I remember, like, I just freshly started watching UFC, and I was like, damn, man, I kind of want to be a UFC fighter. And then Rob kicks me in the leg, and I'm like, holy shit, like, that shit hurts. Ain't no way I'm gonna be doing that.
Dude, I think it was like right before the Valentina fight. I was sparring Liz Carmouche, dude, and she was like working inside leg kicks a ton. From the top of my knee to where my balls are on my thigh, bro. The entire inner thigh, bro, was just black. Brutal, dude. I couldn't walk for that whole weekend, dog.
Crazy. Hats off to Jonathan Martinez. He looked amazing. He still looks great. Excited to see what he can do in the bantamweight division. Women's flyweight Viviane Araujo gets the decision win over Jennifer Maia. Thoughts on this performance?
I'm not gonna hold you. I might have took a nap during this one. I might have. You know what I mean? So
understandable.
Surprised by the result. I will say that. I'm surprised by the result. But yeah, Rob, thoughts?
Vivian looked comfortable in there, right? That's all I gotta say. Even in the standing, she was patient. Although like Jennifer did put a lot of pressure, like Vivian, like she kept her composure, stayed patient. And when it came to the ground, I noticed, because I watched it again, and like Vivian was just a step ahead of her in every position. And unanimous win. It was just a great performance by Vivian. That's all. She looked patient in there. She looked comfortable. So.
You can always rely on Rob to watch all the fights, man, because I didn't
Hey,
watch it either.
I'm an avid supporter of women's MMA. Okay, all right. I was tired that day. All right.
Hey, bro, I can't even watch a live fight anymore, dude. I'm working my ass off. And then the main event, Yusuff loses by decision against Edson Barboza. Crazy first round for
What a
Yusuff, and then crazy third round for Barboza. Fantastic fight. Thoughts on Edson Barboza? Just
dude!
getting those
What
wins.
a scrap, dude. All right, I think this is one of those fights that shows how seasoned Edson is because a more inexperienced fighter after that first round would get down on themselves. This fight is almost over. This dude's almost finished me. You know what I mean? Can barely see. And I think a lesser fighter would have quit in those earlier rounds. But Edson clawed his way back, bro. And I don't know, showed a ton of heart, and just kind of did what Sadiq did to him in that first round. I think Sadiq kind of, I'm not gonna say he kind of gassed himself out a little bit in the first, and then Edson kind of put a steady pace on him for the rest of the fight. And man, it's almost like I don't know, Edson Barboza. I was already a fan of Edson Barboza, but he made me a fan, you know. So
Again, he reminded you.
yeah, he reminded me how big of a fan I am of Edson Barboza.
Yeah, Barboza just proves me wrong again. Yusuff looked great in the first two rounds. First round was just big. That was a huge round for him. Then coming to the third, just like the veteran Edson Barboza comes out, like his cardio is on point. Just the minor adjustments, switching like a little bit of angle. I mean, doing what Barboza does best to not even finish the fighter, but just win by points, point fighting. He's just so great at it. The dude's in fucking tremendous shape at this age, and it's just so crazy that he's still keeping up. Number 13, has he always been 13? Was he 13 before the fight?
Think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, to have the cardio and the presence of mind to get those takedowns at the very end of the fight is crazy. Like I feel. No, I think everybody is always big on winning the end of rounds and winning the end of the fight for optics and stuff like that. But it's a lot harder than it sounds, bro. Like that you've already spent yourself, you've already given everything you have, and now, you're expected to finish with something big when you've been trying to get something big the entire round, the entire fight. So good on Edson, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, although Yusuff put on a really good pace in that first round, he was very patient. I thought, I didn't think he looked gassed after that first round. Second round, towards this later half, he started to look tired, but I just thought he would be able to keep up that pace of not letting Edson throw in some kicks and stuff like that, always fighting off his heel. So I'm just surprised that game plan kind of went out the window after that first round.
And what a chin on Yusuff, dude. I thought he would have took a nap. I thought he was taking a nap, man. Many other men have taken naps from that shot, so
yeah,
good on Yusuff, man.
Who was it? Kevin Lee that ate one, and he was like,
the chicken legs,
crazy legs for him, dude.
Wow, that was worse than Travis Brown, dude.
That's the king of chicken legs, Travis Brown.
King of chicken legs.
He fucking like splits his legs so far apart just to stand up.
So fucking tall.
That was a fantastic fight card. Next up, though, this Saturday in Abu Dhabi, we have the return of Islam Makhachev, the return of Hamza Chimaev, the return of Magomed Ankalaev, dude. But we shall talk about the very first fight. After that, we'll kind of do a little lightning round. But the very first fight of the night is the heavily sought out prospect of Ashara Magomedov versus Bruno Silva. How did this guy even get into the UFC with that fucking eye? I don't know.
One Eye Willie, dude. He's fucking. I'm excited to see him fight, bro.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
very, I'm very excited to see him fight.
against someone like Bruno Silva too.
Yeah,
That's a good fight.
yeah, very experienced Bruno Silva.
How you guys see this one?
I think KO, dude. I think Magomedov KO, dude. It's just a scary dude. I just watched like some of his highlights, some of his tape, and just I don't know, man. Just imposes his will on dudes. He's scary, bro. Yeah, so I'll go Magomedov KO.
Michael Bisping being walked so Shara could run. Okay,
Exactly.
one fucking line. Okay. I'm all on Shara on this one, bro.
Yeah.
Go second round KO.
Damn. Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited, dude.
I don't know how people get past these physicals. Go ahead.
Bro, all right, I'm gonna sound like a hater. I'm gonna sound like a hater when I say this. But how is Shara Magomedov the opening fight on the early prelims? And I understand this is a big card. This is a big card. But we're giving like Bo Nickel and like Raul Rosas like main card spots.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at least make Magomed. I mean, looking at like the card, I might even put Magomedov like to headline the prelims. You know what I mean? But whatever. I probably sound like a hater. Whatever.
They're yeah, I don't know, man. They're seeing something. I mean, it could just be two Americans get a bigger spotlight than someone from Russia. I don't know.
Abu Dhabi though.
That's
This
that
is
too.
their card. This is
Yeah, it's a good card. And it's Bruno Silva he's fighting, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruno Silva himself deserves
Come on.
some respect too.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Shara Magomedov by fucking I don't know, dude. Ragdoll, maybe. Not saying that Bruno Silva will be ragdolled, but I'm just gonna be riding the hype train on this one, on this guy. He looks so dangerous. Next up is Victoria Dudakova versus Jin Yu Frey.
Look how scary Victoria spells her first name, dude.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that she's not about to KO Jin Yu Frey? I respect Jin Yu Frey. Jin Yu Frey is a scrapper, dude. But I have Victoria by TKO. Just off a K and two I's in Victoria. That's wild.
Didn't you Frey my decision?
I'll go Victoria by decision. She is undefeated, it looks like. Jin Yu Frey is 11-9. But hey, you never know in the women's divisions.
Jin Yu Frey's a scrapper, man.
Next up in the featherweight division, you're just talking about him, King. Nathaniel Wood is fighting Mohamed Naimov. How do you guys see this one going?
How is Nathaniel Wood on the early prelims? That's crazy to me. That's so crazy. Look at some of the. I don't know, man. Whatever. Nathaniel Wood by decision, but it's crazy to me. Nathaniel Wood is on the early prelims.
Okay. I got Nathaniel Wood TKO.
Looks like Muhammad got his last victory was against Jamie Malarkey, this past June.
Yeah, that's a bunch of malarkey.
I am gonna go with Muhammad by submission. Second round. Pulling for those Russians,
Dude.
Next up in the lightweight division, we have Mike Breeden versus Anshul Jubli. Who you guys got?
I have Jubilee by TKO.
Jubilee decision.
We got Jubli decision. He's gonna wrestle the fuck out of him. Next up in the preliminary card, we have Abu Azaitar versus Cedric Dumas.
I kind of went back and forth on this one, but I'm gonna say Dumas by a late TKO or by a decision. I'm kind of on the fence about that, but
I'm going Abu TKO.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Abu by submission. And then in the bantamweight division, Javid Basharat versus Victor Henry.
I have Basharat by decision.
Basrat decision.
I do think Basharat will get the KO in this one. I'm going Basharat by KO in the second round. Next up, we have Mohamed Yahya versus Trevor Peak.
I have a Yaya decision.
Of Yaya TKO.
Damn. I'll go Yahya by decision. And the main preliminary bout, couple of flyweights, Tim Elliott versus the undefeated Muhammad Makhachev. How you guys see this one?
I think this is going to be a very competitive fight. I think a lot more competitive than a lot of people think. I still think Mokaev is going to win a decision. But yeah, very competitive fight, I think.
I go Makhachev decision.
Damn. I'm a little on the fence about this because Muhammad's past two fights, he looked great. He looked impressive, but not to the point where people are hyping him up to be. Tim Elliott is fucking durable as shit. We all know that. Muhammad, on the other hand, he's coming off that gnarly leg bar. I don't even know if that's the correct term, but it looked like his shit was bending the wrong way severely. I'm surprised he's already making a comeback. I'm actually gonna go with Tim Elliott on this one.
I respect
Just
it.
veteran experience for him. And then Tim Elliott decision. I don't know. In the main card to start us off, we have Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Muin Gafurov.
Last name Nurmagomedov, so I hate him. Just kidding. Okay, just to clear it up, bro. I'm a huge fan of Usman Nurmagomedov. Okay, huge fan of Usman Nurmagomedov. I'll go Nurmagomedov by decision though.
I go Saeed decision.
I'll go Saeed decision as well. In the middleweight division, we have Ikram Aliskerov versus Warley Alves.
This one I have Aliskerov by TKO.
Oh, sorry. I go Alves by submission.
I'm gonna go Ikram by submission. And then in the light heavyweight division, Johnny Walker, man. Could you imagine? 2023 is Johnny Walker's year versus Magomed Ankalaev. How do you guys see this fight going?
You spoke too soon, bro. Johnny Walker is about to get absolutely. I don't want to jinx him because I feel like this year I've all the picks that I've made where I'm like, this dude is getting absolutely destroyed. It always blows up in my face. It always blows up in my face. But I think Ankalaev absolutely tears up Johnny Walker, tears him up on the feet, on the ground. Johnny Walker cannot get away. I think first round finish, submission or TKO, wherever Johnny Walker wants to get finished.
I think no matter how hard Johnny Walker is going to train for this fight, he's going to be overwhelmed come fight day, bro. Ankalaev via second round KO.
This one's interesting because I don't know what Ankalaev is gonna look like after that crazy last fight he had. And then Johnny Walker's like, I keep downing the dude, but he just keeps winning. And he fought a great decision win over Anthony Smith as well.
There's a giant gap between Ankalaev and Anthony Smith.
I'm just trying to make it sound like it's a closer fight than it should be. Yeah, I am gonna go with Ankalaev though. The uncrowned champ, as King would say. I think so too. Um, I got Ankalaev by TKO third round. And then the co-main event. First off, let's talk about what happened. This was like hours after our last episode, by the way, last week. It was already known that Costa had elbow surgery from staph infection. He said that he's still going to be fighting, so we kind of, you know, we took his word for it. Turns out he has to pull out doctor's decision. They make a phone call to Mr. Kamaru Usman. He takes a fight at middleweight 185. And then same thing with Islam versus Charles Oliveira. Oliveira gets a gnarly cut above his eyebrow one day before he's supposed to fly over to Abu Dhabi. Has to pull out of the fight. Dana's a little pissed because apparently he has a plastic surgeon that can stitch it up from the inside out. I guess that makes it all better. But regardless, Charles is out. Alex Volkanovski takes a fight. Can we just give a round of applause to what Dana White can do
Man,
in a span of 10 to 12 days?
I'm gonna say this, man. I am excited for these fights. I really am. But I think these are the wrong fights to make. I think both of these fights, both the Volk stepping in and Usman stepping in, could have been headlining fights and way better if both those guys got a full training camp. I think Usman beats Hamzat with a full training camp. I think on 11 days notice, I think Hamzat is going to take it to him. He's going to outwork him, and Hamzat is going to win. Not a comfortable decision, but maybe like a, I don't know, like a 29-28, pretty something like that. But yeah, man, I just don't. I like that fight so much. I'd been hoping for that fight, and I just wish Usman got a full training camp for that.
Yeah. So how do you have Hamza winning?
I would say decision. I'll say decision. I think there were. I don't know. There's other guys that could have stepped in. I almost would have rather seen like Vittori, Cannonier, guys that are kind of bigger. That maybe like see how Hamzat does against like a light heavyweight that is making middleweight as compared to Hamzat, who is, I would say, who was beating welterweights. He was a middleweight beating welterweights, but now fighting at his true weight, I would say at middleweight. I would rather have seen that than see him fight Usman, who probably is a natural middleweight, coming up for his first fight at middleweight on 11 days notice. But I'm still excited for the fight.
Yeah, it's a big risk for Usman, man.
Yeah.
But I feel he does have the necessary tools to make this a good fight, regardless the 10-day notice. I feel like at the start of the fight, early in the fight, like Usman's going to have a lot of success stuffing the takedowns, turning into a stand-up fight. But I think as the fight goes on, like Hamza's just going to put that pressure. He's going to find more success with the takedowns, with striking. And I think this will go to a split decision with Hamza as the winner.
I think if Usman can stop the forward progress of Hamza with the jab, because we've seen Usman, we forget Usman had one of the best jabs in MMA. Right. You know what I mean? And I think if he can find a home for that jab, it's gonna be tough for Hamza, man. It's gonna be tough
for sure.
Did you guys watch Embedded yesterday?
Yeah.
Do you know if Whitman will be in Usman's corner?
I mean, he showed up to the hotel, so I'm assuming he'll do like some last minute touch ups and be the corner man, but
yeah.
I don't know if it's official.
I mean, like King said, both of these fights would have been miles better if they both had full training camps. Completely understandable. It is what it is. No one wants to step up to fight Chimaev, apparently. Even Bo Nickel was like, "Why didn't you call me, Dana?" But they're trying to save face, man. They're trying to save Bo Nickel.
I wish.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
I wish.
I wish this fight was a 5-round main event.
Mhm.
We would have seen so much more out of that. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll take it. Kamaru Usman, man, if he could just survive that first round onslaught that Hamzat can put on people, I think this could be Usman's fight to win. Hopefully,
I mean,
fucking
they
crazy.
already said winner gets title shot, bro. And how
Yeah.
Usman gets the get back for Izzy, bro?
That'd be crazy.
From Deshaun Strickland, he gets the get back.
Oh, Sean Strickland. See, bro, this is the UFC script in 2024, bro. Man, my brain says Chimaev, but my heart is gonna go for Usman. I really want to see Usman win. I want to see him get his hand raised. I really enjoyed him as a champ. It sucks to see him lose, so I just want to see him happy again. You know?
That's such a huge bounce back if he beats Hamzat at middleweight. That's fucking huge. On 10 days notice.
Crazy.
I mean, the next fight too, bro. Let's get into that. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or the main event of the evening. Islam Makhachev gets his rematch against Alex Volkanovski. Man, oh man, I don't know, dude.
Bro, I already said it, bro. If Volk somehow, bro, finds a way, he's top 3 all time, bro. He said the body of work already, and then if he beats Islam on a 10, 11 days notice, bro, he's top 3 to me, man. And I don't know. I fucking hate Islam, bro. God, dude. Oh my God. I'm going Volk here. I'm gonna go Volk, second round submission.
Holy.
Round submission.
Shout out to Craig Jones, buggy choke. No, not buggy choke. I think Volk can maybe snag a guillotine. I'm gonna go Volk, second round submission. Don't sleep on it.
That's
Holy
great.
shit.
I'm not saying bet the house on it, but don't sleep on it.
Did you watch today's embedded?
No.
It has Craig. You know how it has like name like Craig Jones.
Yeah.
It's Alexander Volkanovski's Sambo instructor.
You see Craig talking shit about Sambo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Fuck man, I just don't like the 10 days, bro.
I
But
know.
fucking Volk. We never know with Volk. We really don't. And I honestly think we're gonna see a lot of what we saw in the last fight. A lot of stuffing on the takedowns of Volk and just successful striking with Islam. Like we gotta think like this guy was training for Charles Oliveira, who utilizes his range very fucking well. I don't know. People can. I'm hearing more talks about how Volk has improved since their last fight, but like not so much to Islam. Like so has he.
Yeah.
Like they're both. It's they both knew damn well that this fight was going to happen again, but it's just seeing on fight day. Let's see who really fucking put in the work on what they needed to work on. Obviously, again, I'm going to push for Volk again. It's going to go to. I think it's going to go to a decision. I don't think anyone's getting finished in this fight, dude.
Yeah.
I could see another close fight. I'll say a split by Volk. 10-day notice, Volk.
Get the trilogy going. I like it.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I will say if this fight happened, if like this was their first time meeting and it was on 10 days notice, I would be pissed. I would not be happy with that decision. But since it is a rematch, they spent 25 minutes in the ring with each other. They know what each other's like. Volk overlooked Islam's striking and Islam overlooked Volk's wrestling in the first match. I'm sure the second one's going to be a lot better, a lot more tighter in all areas. Who knew that rugby could beat Sambo, you know? Who fucking knew?
One more thing is like I will say what bugs me about this fight is I think with a full training camp. Obviously, I just said Volk is going to win the fight. I think I would be much more sure of myself if Volk had a full training camp. And I think there are so many guys waiting at lightweight. Give Volk the full training camp because they would have fought again regardless, I think. And maybe one of those guys that are kind of last title run kind of guys could have got this fight. I would have preferred Gaethje, Poirier. Well, never mind, Poirier just got knocked out, but I mean, I'd still take Poirier, or even we just seen Gamrot. I don't know what his status is, but I mean, obviously that fight ended kind of early, and people were. I know it was a meme, bro, about Gamrot filling in, but I would almost be interested in that fight.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Volkanovski on this one. It was just those later rounds where it's almost like, damn, like this dude's fucking like beating my ass right now, But I mean, Habib's gonna be in Islam's corner this time around, and I bet that makes a huge world of difference.
Huge, and it's cool to see too.
Yeah,
Coach Habib.
Coach Habib. Let's go, Alex Volkanovski. Close fight, split decision. Same as Rob.
What? Never mind. One other thing I would like to see, well, just while we're talking about it, I feel like there's so much shit talk between these Sambo guys and Jiu-Jitsu guys. Why has not the UFC hasn't cashed in on doing like a quintet between some of these guys? You know what I mean? I feel like that would be huge if you got like a team of 5 Dagestanis and put them against like somehow like maybe 5 really popular grapplers, maybe like the B team guys or like the ADCC champions. You know what I mean? That would be huge. That would do huge numbers. And I think that would get a lot of new faces introduced to the sport of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And grappling in general.
Yeah.
I need J-Rod and Nicky Ryan on the big screen, man. That's what I fucking need.
That's what I mean, bro. Yeah, if you watch the B team guys, those guys are hilarious. I think they're good for the sport. And I think kind of like the Sambo guys, the Dagestani guys that are kind of running the UFC right now, going up against those guys would be fun.
I think we can wrap it up. Don't forget the UFC at 294 is going to be in the morning. So who knows if we're going to be watching the Magomedov fight at 5 a.m.
I will wake us up.
Anything you guys wanted to add, actually?
I'm good.
We're feeling good. All right. What's your guys' song suggestions?
I came prepared. Oh, go ahead, bro.
What Would Pluto Do by Drake.
Don't talk to my man like that.
Bro, my favorite album of the month so far. There's been a lot of big projects this month so far. But And Then You Pray For Me by Westside Gunn is a banger, dude, front to back. I'm going to go Costas off from Westside Gunn.
I'm going to go with Constellations by Jack Johnson. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting us. We'll see you guys next week when we talk about our reactions of UFC 294. And then we got a nice little break. Our next fight night will not be until November 4. Wow. Thank you guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Later.
Later.